location where you are watching from. It's still your boy More Funny. Yeah, I'm going to show you today the longest bridge in West Africa. We are there live. We move.
Last week we started a conversation on social rules that we don't talk about a lot. And for this social rules, some people know them, but then you don't know what you know, and so many people really don't know them as well. They don't know it as a given rule. I mean, no one has ever really told them that. And you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do this when we're dealing with people. So I will be continuing that unspoken social rules everyone must know them. And I remember last week we talked about not making plans in front of someone you're not invited and how it can be. I mean, you had an option to do it otherwise, so why just do the one that prepares people? You know, there are people who just like to float things, but there are people who literally do not have the opportunity or don't have what it takes to achieve something, but you're always very quick to rub it in and just flex around there. Do people are resetting ideas or topics? The better the environment, then the better our chances of achieving our desired results. And there's this not correcting people publicly. I see so many people do this, and I don't know why they do this. Like, you want to correct someone and you want to do it very publicly, except if you don't have the option of having a conversation with that person privately. But if you have that option of having a conversation with people privately, it is better than publicly. You achieve a better result if you do it privately or publicly. But I don't know since why some people like to do things publicly. There are a number of reasons why people do this. One, if you want to use one stone to kill three birds, like if everyone you are dealing with at that point in time needs to hear what you are saying, and maybe I just want to say it to everyone's face. Maybe not mention names or don't make that conversation more about one person than the other. You just want to put it out generally, and that is okay. Then, if you've done it private several times and the person, maybe you try publicly, especially if it is very important that you are seen to have corrected them. It's one thing to correct someone, it's another thing to have corrected the person. It is very important. Then, people keep seeing this person do. Do that same thing without being challenged in public. I think at that point you have every right, especially if it's a behavior you would not want repeated by other people. Then, I know last week we talked about keeping your volume in check in public spaces, and but let us get into some new sets of social rules that they're unspoken. No one really teaches you these things in primary school, secondary school. And okay, let us get it. I'll talk about this. When someone is grieving, listen more than you speak. And yes, I have been in that unfortunate season of grieving. I know that when people want to comfort the grieving, they tend to want to speak more. Or, God has a way, God has a reason. I feel like when people are grieving, they would heal more, and you would provide better comfort when you are listening rather than talking. Personally, that's because talking to can be good, especially when you have the right words. There are people who aren't very skilled in speaking the right words, especially when a disaster has happened or when certain negative situations happen. So, except you are very sure that you're that person, I think it's better. Your presence means a lot. Your demeanor when you get them means a lot. Your gifts mean a lot. You just have to be there, being sober, just being there and listening. Your time means a lot. The fact that you're just there, you are listening. I'm talking about you're just there looking at them. You actually are listening to what they're saying. And people can tell when you're listening. So that is very important. I think that all of that is more important than having something to say. And some people think that you just have to say something. There's always that pressure to. And you feel like, if I don't say something now, it will mean that. But I feel like if you go and say what you're not supposed to say, you will do more damage and even good in that case. So let me just understand that when someone they don't know that if I'm in a place and dead space, if I eat, so you can't afford to treat that space like it is your exclusive space. That's just what I'm trying to say. A number of people still need to be told this in this age and time, that when you are in common spaces, always clean up after yourself immediately. If you're eating something and there are droplets on the table or on the floor, something, see to it that it is clean immediately. You don't want to be the person that uses a common space and leaves it messed up. Your repetition. Suddenly people just see you as that person that is, that's not well put together, that doesn't care, or that is dirty. And we just need to say this. It is very important. Shared spaces. And there is give credit where it is due. Don't steal ideas or praise. I think that is just what it is. Give credit where it is due. Imagine someone gives you an idea, then you're able to work with that person and work with the idea and become something big, and you go somewhere and you take it all as your own. And it's still your own. You played a major role, but we all want the credit to be appreciated for whatever contribution we have put into something. So it is very important. Another social rule that I think that people should know is don't pressure people to share or open up. Let them choose. Don't pressure people to share or open up. In fact, I have come to realize that one of the quickest ways of getting people to open up is when you open up as well. So instead of, I understand that people's private lives are their private intentions. We're not doing it to invalidate people's experiences. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, this is just the rule. The rule says don't one up someone's story. Just listen and relate. Somebody tells you that, maybe they had an accident. They tell you, they just try to relay the accident experience to you. And before they're even halfway done, you're like, I had an accident. And you make it all about your own accident instead of their own accident. These are very subtle things that, we as humans, oh my goodness, we are very sensitive. But we are very sensitive people. You are sharing, somebody's still trying to share like the horrible experience they went through. And you know that as humans, when something terrible happens or something overwhelming happens, maybe not necessarily negative, even if it's positive, but it's really overwhelming, like you're really all about it at that point in time. You want to have the flow. You want to have the ground. You want to be the person in the room. You want to be the person sharing. You want to have people's attention. You want to be listened to. But you have the people that, before you say A, like, you can't even say the A. You've already said B, 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 C, D, E. You feel like, is it that these people don't want to listen to me? You feel like you do not matter, your experiences do not matter. People feel like that sometimes. So we should know there's a thin line between trying to relate with people when they're sharing experiences and when you are trying to one-up their experience. You want your experience, some people just derive pleasure in making people feel like no matter what you have experienced in this life, me, I have experienced. I don't know if they give awards for that thing. But as humans, sometimes we act as if there's one honorary award for someone that has suffered the most, or someone that has had the biggest wedding, or someone that has had the most fun. Maybe there are awards because, of course, there are lists now of people, based on how expensive their weddings are. But someone is just trying to share an experience. You're like, I had a very nice time. Oh, this happened. Before you know it, that one is small. Me, when I went to Dubai, my experience is nothing compared to your own. Oh my gosh. Why are you trying to one-up people's stories? If you do that consistently with certain people, they will tag you as something. They will avoid you. And do you know this old role reminds me of this Alakada movie. A number of us know this Alakada movie by Toyin Abraham now, then Toyin Amako. And someone is just talking about how, I had a nice time. Before you know it, the character, the Alakada character is like, the last time I went to Germany on the plane, they were selling sausage. Oh gosh. It's one thing that character would create a scenario that is totally impossible, a scenario that is hilarious. That's one thing. But the other thing that makes that character really, really, really notorious, that makes that character very, very disgusting or hilarious, is that she's always trying to prove that my own experience in this life is bigger than your experience. I think there's some sort of award attached to it. Why can't you let people have the day? Why can't they have their flow? Just let them enjoy the moment. Even if you've traveled around the world, somebody's trying to explain my first traveling experience. Maybe I traveled out of the country. Before you know it, I remember when I went to Germany, Togo, when I went to the US, when I went to gosh, we see you, we know you're trying to flex muscles, but these are unspoken rules. These are things that no one will actually come and say, you are doing too much. But people will notice. And mentally, subconsciously, they will tag you as that person that does too much. That's what I'm trying to say there. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. So don't one-up someone's story, just listen and relate. And you can relate totally because, so this is it as well. When people are sharing experiences, exciting experiences, overwhelming experiences, they don't only want to be one talking as well. It's not like they don't want a conversation to happen or people to say one or two things. But there's a way to relate rather than one up. Or if someone is sharing an experience that is shared, You allow them finish their story. You say, oh, I can relate, you know, or like that. Not like you're trying to make it look as if you even you had a better experience. What will you gain from doing that? So, another thing is never mock someone's appearance, accent, or job. I don't believe in a very classist environment where, you know, some people just feel like as long as you're into this or you're on this level, I mean, we shouldn't be in the same room. Some people aren't like that. But one thing you should try not to do, even if you feel that way, you see, I have come to realize that you cannot tell people how to feel. But then there should be a standard for how we behave. Do you know why we can't tell people how to feel? Because we are all from different places in life. We've had different experiences. We are coming from different places. So people will not see things the same way. But then, regardless of how you see things, there is a standard for how you should behave. It's a cap. There are things that you cannot do, and there are things that in fact, you shouldn't be able to do, even if you want to do it so badly. And sometimes I feel like, you know, sometimes don't think that the society is unfair to you or something. Just understand that there are standards and there are rules. In as much as someone is dressed in a way that is very hilarious and you want to laugh and you probably feel, I mean, you didn't choose what is funny or what is not funny. I mean, that thing was just funny to you, and it's about how someone dressed. Just try as much as possible to control yourself and not laugh at the person's face. That's just a social rule. I know some people already know this, that it is not something nice. We even teach it to our kids. But interestingly, some people have gotten to a point where they feel like, I mean, am I the one that asked you to do something that is funny? I have a right to laugh. But maybe, and if you do feel that way, maybe just try to laugh. Because see, there are certain times when certain things are funny. But try as much as possible to hide it. You know, it's not nice. I mean, if you're always like that, always laughing at people, always making jest of people, or always having fun at people's detriment, at some point people will note you and they will know that you're that kind of person and they will avoid. I mean, it won't literally give you like a very good social standing, so to say. So it is very important that you do that. Don't mock someone's appearance, someone's accent as well, accent and even jobs. Like I tell people, as long as the person is into a legitimate job, it is very important that we respect them. They're giving value for money. They are giving. The only kind of people that personally I don't respect are people that are not giving value. You are giving value, you are getting your money, regardless of what you're doing. You deserve some level of respect. I mean, you won't find your name in my mouth. Like I won't just be running you down personally. And then this one is something. I don't know if I have to say it. It says respect quiet people. Respect quiet people. They often observe more than they speak. That's something, right? Respect quiet people. And you know, sometimes we don't know we do this, but we think that, we subconsciously think that because someone is quiet, they don't know something. Like you're in a meeting and there's somebody that is not talking, that is not very quick to talk and share ideas. It doesn't mean the person is dumb. There's a part of society that just equates being quiet to being dumb. Or there's somebody in the office, there's somebody in your friend group. The person is not very quick to engage in words and all of that. It doesn't make them less intelligent than the person who is more outgoing or outspoken. For every time some people are not talking, they are observing. And observation also is important. It's an asset. For every second, every minute of our lives, we are communicating, whether verbally or not. We are processing. The way the human brain works, even when we are sleeping, the brain is working. People are always, someone can just be looking at you like this, or there's something running in their mind. Our minds are ever active. So it is very important that somebody doesn't talk so much, does not make the person, should not make the person easy to cheat, should not make the person like an object of ridicule, or it shouldn't mean that they are less intelligent or less powerful. You know, and I think the same applies to short people. I'm just going to wrap up. Respect people that are not very tall. And it's funny that this is something that you have to say, but I know that there are a number of people who are not very tall, who feel like they are not usually respected or regarded, or they are not as charismatic as the tall people. And there's something called tall privilege. Let me say it, or beauty privilege. I mean, it applies to people that are not also as pretty based on society standards. Because I know they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Everyone is beautiful. It's just that there's a societal standard of what beauty is. There's some standard that is man-made, by the way, created like by fellow human beings like us, as to what is beautiful or not. So when you find yourself in the presence of someone that is not really pretty, be very, very careful how you behave, so that you do not subconsciously or indirectly just mock the person, disrespect the person, and all. So, I mean, that is because sometimes we do these things mindlessly and we do not know that people can pick this energy. You know, I mentioned the other time that even when you're not talking, you are communicating. There's something called energy. Some of us can't explain it. You can literally be in a place and people will tell you, I think that girl is proud. You're not saying anything. You're like, I didn't say anything. God, have you checked the way you look? I mean, the way you look is an expression of what you're thinking. So it is very important that even though people are not,
this black
high up there or high there based on what the standard of height, beauty is, let us remember as well. Let's be intentional about treating them with respect. It is very important because I mean we don't know how these things go, but there are certain people who feel like outlaws. They feel like they've been cast away because they do not meet certain standards. People don't choose the way they look or certain. I mean, there's a way you can walk around it, but then there's certain things that's just not. And when you are in the presence of someone that is disrespectful towards people like that, you will feel it. It is very important. On that note, I bring to a close Directions on Lagos Talks 91.3. I've just spoken about some unspoken social rules. I think it has to be said. Right about now, we transition into another amazing round of conversation. It is called The Dish on Lagos Talks 91.3. My ladies are already here. And you know what to listen for, I think. Stick around.
Admiralty Way is my bus stop. It's my last bus stop. Sir? Admiralty Way is my last bus stop.
Admiralty Way is the bus stop.
Where NSACS took place 2020.
Where would it?
To get here. What NSACS
No go run about.
protest. Where the youth protested for NSACS. This is to get. So we're heading at Lekki Phase 1.
I'll play for it.
Of stories and talk about a different Africa. Already this morning there were some allusions to the Africa that you hear about all the time. The Africa of HIV/AIDS, the Africa of malaria, the Africa of poverty, the Africa of conflict, and the Africa of disasters. Well, it is true that those things are going on. There's an Africa that you don't hear about very much. And sometimes
This
And I
is
asked myself
Everything where you
why.
talk now,
This is the
bad
Africa
work.
that is changing that Chris alluded
West
to.
Africa.
This is the Africa of opportunity.
30 seconds with
Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is a
this
Nigerian
woman.
American
They give them
economist
tough
and
time.
international
Ngozi Okonjo.
development expert.
But that
She has been the
place,
director of the
Really?
World Trade Organization since
They
March
represent-
2021 and is the
No,
first
it's
woman and
representing the whole
African to
Africa.
hold the
Yeah.
office.
on Lagos
You see, if you know him that fight for, let me mute my mic.
thing, which is what I
I go
No,
to carry
we are looking for
Before
someone.
I open it now, before they go
think of it as something more
You
global.
go for
And if that will bring the girls back, which is the hope, then I think that's a good
Please wait. No.
30 seconds with Chimamanda
Welcome to
Ngozi
Lagos.
Adichie, multiple award-winning novelist on Lagos Folks 91.3.
What number?
30 seconds with.
His religion wasn't perhaps completely
Who open it?
whole, that something was
Bros,
out. There was no
We are going
attempt
this
to
way.
understand
Yes, I'll go.
what was behind
Wait.
the
Sorry.
Igbo religion. It was simply dismissed as a worship of stones and not as good as Christianity.
Yes.
Yeah, we are at Lekki Phase 1 like this now. This Lekki Phase
They hear
1.
you too.
Lagos State. Yeah, we're at Lekki Phase 1, Lagos State. This is Evercare Hospital, Admiralty Way. So I'm going to end my live stream today at Road 12. That's Access Bank, yeah. We have only 2 minutes more to go. Much fans. Thank you for the love and everything. I really appreciate fans. Thank you, my subscribers. Thank you. Have you been in Lagos before? This is Lekki Phase 1 at Admiralty Way. This is one of the best in the whole Lagos State. I'm going to go offline. 1 minute remaining. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye, sir. Oh, man. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm at Lekki Phase 1, Road 12 right now. So I'm going to end the live stream today. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All my subscribers. Thank you. Thank you.